What's up everyone, Scarlett here. Today I am going to be working on a 2016 Jeep Cherokee. I'm going to be replacing this octopus hand looking hose, coolant hose. You're going to start off by, well, depending on if you were driving the car or not, let the car lose some pressure, let it sit for a little bit, but you're gonna remove your reservoir cap from your coolant reservoir, and then depending on if you're working on the ground or not, luckily I have a lift that I'm working on. Then you're gonna lift your car up and you're gonna get to the petcock over here. You're gonna have to take this cover off first, and it's some bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts. They're 10 millimeters. Take those off, then you can access your petcock over here. We'll call it a valve because I don't know if I can say the other part. Anyway, I have a little hose here. Hopefully it'll hold because this little pipe that comes out of it, it's not too long. It might push out on me, but we'll see. You're gonna loosen it with a pliers, and then you can loosen it. Hopefully this doesn't pop out all the way on me and then make a big mess. I only do this so I don't create too much of a mess, but we'll see if I'm lucky. Still might fall out from the backside over here, but we'll see. Anyways, once you're done draining, or meanwhile it's draining, you got 2 8mm bolts down here. You're gonna want to take that off. This actually looks like it's zip tied on there around this like bracket thing, so you might have to transfer it to the new hose. And then you're gonna follow all these hoses. This long one that goes to the right side of the car goes up to the coolant reservoir, and this goes up to the bottom part of the radiator. Then we're gonna follow this up. We'll get to the top when we get to it, but for now I gotta drain it. Alright, so you're gonna need one of these tools so you can pry back on. Oh hey, there's one of my flashlights I lost. Alright, well, that's a plus. Anyways, so as I was saying, let me see if I can get you a good angle over here. Man, let me see. Alright. Well, that side hose that I was talking about, you're gonna follow it up, and there is like these little plastic pins that you gotta move out of the way to get it out of the way. Let's see if I can try and get it while using this camera at the same time. Alright, that's one, and I think there's another one. Looks like it's already off though. And then you just disconnect it from the top of the reservoir up there. Let's get this flashlight out of here. I hope I don't break anything. I'm just trying to get my flashlight. Yeah. It's probably dead by now. Yep. Anyways, I found a lost flashlight. Nice. Alright, looks like it's close to done draining. Anyways, I got these two bolts off. And I gotta get to the top, but it's still draining. So meanwhile this drains, if you want to get this hose, those are the dimensions right there. You can get it on Amazon. It's like a whole roll for like a couple bucks, and then you can just cut it to your length. But definitely helps when draining most of the radiators. Alrighty, so you're gonna need a pick, whether long or short, 90-degree angle, so we can get to this clip back here. You can pry it out and then push up. Alright, so let me show you on the one that's not on yet. So basically when you're under there, you're gonna have to like pry up with your pick, just like that, and then with your other hand you're gonna be able to grab it and pull it out, and then you can back this up. It's gonna be a B because I hate this style. I don't know why they put this on cars, but whatever. And then you'll be able to get it out. You might struggle a little bit. You may need like a little pry bar or something to help you. If not, just wiggle and pull at the same time. Like I said, you might struggle a little bit. Alrighty, so it's done draining. Just my glove broke. It's alright. Oh, there's a mess coming over here. Anyways, it's alright. I'll clean it up. Make sure you tighten that up. Don't over tighten it because you might break it. So now hopefully I can get a good angle to get this side off. You're gonna want to put a drain pan underneath so you don't make a mess. But yeah, hopefully I can get you an angle. If not, I'll show you when I take it off. Alrighty, I was able to get it out, but I had to pry it out with a decently sized long pry bar. I couldn't get it out with my hands, but yeah. And we got a mess. Alrighty, so after that, you're gonna have to go to your upper hoses and disconnect those, and then you can get your new coolant hose up. Alrighty, so it looks like I'm gonna have to remove the coolant reservoir so I can try and like pull it up out of the way so I can get to that bottom hose that runs up to the bottom of this reservoir. Looks like there's one 10mm bolt in there, so you're gonna need an extension and a 10mm socket and either electric ratchet or electric gun or just a regular hand ratchet will help. So let me get that going. But after you get to that, after that, you gotta get let me get this light positioned to these two hoses here. You gotta take these off. Usually just pry it off with a flathead and then put new clamps on it. Then this hose down below this one, just gotta get some pliers, squish that, pull it back, and take your hose off. Alrighty, so it looks like it's 2 bolts not one. Alrighty, so for the reservoir, it looks like it's 2 bolts. They're 10mm, but you have to pull this plastic holder for this wire out of the way first. That goes right on top of that, and then you can unscrew that 1 bolt. And you can lift the reservoir up a little bit, just enough to unclamp that clamp, pull it down a little bit, and then you can wiggle it out, and then move your reservoir out of the way for now. And then either with a flat head or a let me get a plate, flathead, or that same tool, that body clip tool. I already popped this one out, so I'm going to show you how to pop this one out. It actually helps better than a flathead, but you can still do it. Just twist. Hold on. It's hard to do this with the camera. Let's see. Hold on. Try to place it down so you can see. Okay, then we can remove these, put some new clamps on. I'm gonna put regular band clamp or whatever. Let's get this off. Okay. Then grab like a bigger pick and like go inside of it and like twist it. Well, move it around a little bit, just enough so you can. I hope you pull it out after. This just separates it from the pipe. Just gotta remember which little hose goes to which pipe. So the top hose, let's try and get it. So this top hose right here goes to the outer pipe, and then the bottom hose goes to the pipe closest to the firewall. Well, you know, the back of the engine. Let's see. Alright. Let's get the back one off. Alright, got those. Now I just need to pull that back one out. Let's see. Might have to do the same thing. Where is my... Let's see. If not, you could cut it since you're putting in a new hose. Let's see if I can pull it out now. Not quite. Ready. Let's see if I can pull it out now. Alright, let me wiggle this thing out because I can't do this with the camera in one hand and working with the other. Alrighty, I got it off. Alright, so now you can go from the bottom and pull the hose. Okay, got a few scratches and got bit by a mosquito. Anyways, alright, let's pull this hose down. I'm gonna need. Alright, hold on, let me see if I can position this. Alright, sorry for the low light, but that's what I gotta work with. Let's try pull these down. Try not to make even more of a mess. Okay. Gotta empty it. Alright. Alright, so now we're gonna have to transfer these two to this. Let's see. See if I can get you guys on a good angle over here. But this was the part that was leaking. These right here. Alright, so you're gonna need some dikes. Cut these off and then transfer it over here. Gonna need some zip ties. You can zip tie it on, and but don't tighten it all the way until you are ready to, well, once you have what's that called? Once you have positioned it in the spot that you want it, then you can tighten it down. Okay. Let's see if I can snip this. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is try and match these up so I can try and align these the best I can, but either way they'll be able to move around. Alright, I'm gonna use, actually I think I got thicker ones, give me a second. Alright, no, I don't got thicker ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 on each. Just so it's a little bit more sturdier, or just about the, yeah, just sturdier. So just like that, I'm not going to tighten it all the way yet. Damn flies. Anyways. Alrighty. So once you got it up on the car and you align it and you put your little bolts in, then you can tighten this down, snip these off. Alright, so now I gotta put this back up, and then we're going to suck all the air out of the system. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see if I can get some light in there so you guys can see. Now, to get this hose up. Let me try and align these so it holds it up a little bit. Stay. Now, mosquito. Let's bring the car down. Alrighty, I struggled a little bit, but I got it on. You might struggle too. Now to get to the hoses up top. Alrighty, let's find this hose over here. Got it up enough. I'm going to transfer the old clamp and put it back so I don't have to. Let's see. As much as I hate these, I am gonna put this one back. Sorry. Let's hope. Let me see if I can get you guys a good angle. Sorry if I can't. Let me put a tiny bit of lube on this so it's a little easier to go on. Okay, mosquitoes are out to get me. I hate them with a passion. Right here. Okay. Alright, that's good enough. Now let me put the clamp on. Alright, I'll come back to you guys. Alright, so like I said, I hate those clamps. I went with that clamp. See that little rubber circle bushing over there? I'm going to put a little lube on there so it's a little easy to slip on and off the next time. Alrighty, and then I'm also going to put some lube on the two bolts so it doesn't rust out too fast. Okay, let's tighten these babies up. Where's the other one? I can't see. Okay. Okay, those are clamped on. Just gotta slide this one on, but I'm gonna put some lube over that first so I can take it off easily next time. Lube, lube, lube. Grease, whatever you want. Anti-seize, if you want. Alrighty, so now on to these hoses. I'm gonna clean off these. Get a good angle somehow. Oh man, I need a cameraman. This sucks. Invest in a GoPro. How did I do this last time? Jeez. Alright, I'm gonna use this. Try and clean this off the best I can. Sorry for the camera angle. I'm doing the best I can. And get these little ones. Oh gosh, these mosquitoes. Get the big one a little more. Alrighty. Let me put these hoses on, put these clamps on, and then we'll get to the bleeding process. Okay, I got the new clamps on. It's all tightened down. Now I'm going to bleed the system first, and then I'm gonna then I will jeez, there's no way. Okay. Then I'm gonna put fluid in it. I'm gonna use a tool called the airlift. You guys can refer back to the video that I did, the airlift video on, tutorial how to use it. I'll link it or attach it hopefully to this video so you guys can go and look at it, or you guys can use the funnel way and bleed all the air out of the system. Basically, real quick, you find the adapter that best matches the cap to the reservoir, and then you find the adapters, put it on there just like that. But with this one, you really don't need the funnel. You can just pour the fluid in to the reservoir and then have the carve running until you start getting heat coming out of your vents, and make sure that the level is up to where it's supposed to be, and then just make sure that there's no more bubbles coming out when the car is running with your heat blasting. But that's just the funnel / no funnel option. Or you can use the airlift, which is this fancy tool over here. If you buy this, I forgot how much this thing is, but it's a couple $100. I'm sure you could find a cheaper one just like this on Amazon or something, but it'll tell you the instructions on how to use it, or refer to my video. But other than that, I am going to back this up so you guys can see me work the rest of the way. I'm gonna turn on the car and put the heat blasting, and then we can clean everything up. After you're done, you got some heat, make sure you don't have any leaks. That's what I'm gonna do now. Get you guys closer. No leaks. Doesn't seem to have any leaks back down there. And then let's make sure I got heat yet. Put some air in my tires. Alright, I got some heat. Alright guys, hopefully this video helped in any way possible. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that little notification button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!